Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Pat-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and today, man, oh man, surviving the Hurricane Matthew. And I'm going to just talk about some things that I found out recently. There's been over 1,000 deaths since Hurricane Matthew, and if you guys didn't know about Hurricane Matthew been in the works since September 28th, 2016, and it was really extremely long-lived hurricane, and it came the first Category 5 Atlantic hurricane since Hurricane Felix in 2007. Because if you guys didn't know, it hit Haiti first, and Haiti, they have a death toll over 1,000 people. Now, what I've been reading so far, we had 11 people killed in North Carolina, 9 people, including a 9-year-old boy, died in Florida, 4 died in Georgia, and 3 were killed in South Carolina, and 1 died in Virginia. Now, the Hurricane Matthew, it actually hit Friday night going into Saturday morning, and the winds, what I'm reading, the National Weather Service recorded peak wind gusts of 96 miles per hour on Tybee and 71 miles per hour at the Savannah International Airport, that's in Pooler. And because of all the damages, we had a death in Savannah off of Willow Avenue. Officials say about 11 a.m. on Saturday, Metro officers responded to the victim home on Willow Avenue near Dolan Drive, and they observed some damages. Probably a tree fell. Well, yeah, a tree had fell on his house, and he was trapped underneath the tree, and he died at the scene. And when I was driving, because I literally drove around the west side, I drove parts of the south side. I didn't really drive on the east. I went to Whitfield, and Whitfield had a lot of damages. You really seen trees everywhere. I got some footage, not a whole lot, because I had to use my power sources carefully. So I really was using this time just to charge everything else while I was driving. Now, because of the hurricane, we did have some burglaries, or some attempted burglaries. These people got arrested shortly after. The downtown precinct officers arrested William Larry Bennett, 20, and Melvin Key Hutcherson, 42, around 8:20 a.m. after they tried to break into the 3G convenience store on the 700 block of Wheaton Street. So that's the east side. They tried to break into it on Saturday, October the 8th. So they say Bennett and Hutchinson first tried to pry the plywood off the front of the boarded up businesses when officers showed up and caught them. 2 officers were dispatched to a burglary progress at the Exxon gas station on Highway 21 in Garden City. To the front of the store had been broken into, and officers detained Amy Lynn Bovets, 46, after she was found with 2 bags of merchandise, including lottery tickets, beer, cigarettes, and food. She was arrested and charged with burglary. And we had another attempted looter happened on the 1100 block of West Gwinnett Street early Monday morning. Officials say police responded to a shop at around 4 a.m. in reference to a noise complaint. When they arrived, they located several pieces of broken glass around the business, and just prompted them to search the business. They had a K9 unit to assist them, and they say they immediately caught the guys. The suspects are Javier West, 25, Robert Williams, 25, and believe this name I'm about to give you guys, A. Miracle Smith. That's right, A. Miracle Smith, 18, was arrested. They were all found in the business, and they all are charged with burglary and violation of a curfew charges. Because if you guys don't know, for you guys that's watching this that don't live in Savannah, there was a curfew for the hurricane. You had to be in the house, had to be off the road by 7 o'clock. Just for guys on the street that's just really driving, because really driving throughout that whole weekend really sucked because, like I'm showing you in this footage, there isn't really many traffic lights that were working and available. So you had to really use caution. I've seen some guy, he got hit on a motorcycle. I seen a picture of that on my Facebook. I didn't really see what street it was. You really can't know who it was because the lack of coverage of the hurricane that caused. So I mean, driving just really sucked. It was debris everywhere. I'm gonna try to also put up the live stream when I live stream on Facebook. I'm gonna just try to show y'all probably just bits and pieces of when I walked to Lamarville. Well, from Lamarville to Westlake, and Westlake had big trees coming down. A lot of these trees that fell, the only thing that was holding them up was some power lines. Might just been like one power line holding up a ton tree. So I mean, it was really devastating. I mean, even though it was a Category 2 hurricane when it hit, I mean, it really could have been worse. If I don't put that video up when I live stream, I'll just try to link it in the description. And then some other piece of news: we had a shooting Sunday morning on the 500 block of W Gwinnett Court. Officials say 23-year-old Kira Marshall is charged with aggravated assault and criminal damage to property in the second degree for a domestic dispute. At approximately 2:20 a.m., Metro officers responded to the scene, finding Maurice Smalls, 27, suffering from serious but non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. He was transported to Memorial. He's still living, but they arrested the lady. And then some other news: we had a armed robbery suspect arrested in the area of 58th and Cuba around 3:30 p.m. Friday. Officers responded to a police report of a armed robbery at a business. There was a citizen's car stolen at the business. Now, the only reason that I knew about this because I seen somebody on my Facebook. I believe they were driving on Victory at the time. It was like lightly raining, and they recorded about 20 police cars chasing I believe was it a black vehicle? And yeah, there was really chasing this guy. They arrested one guy, but the other guy got away. So if there's any other updates to the story, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, but about that Hurricane Matthew, like in my last video, I was completely wrong. There's a lot of people that really fled to Atlanta. They fled. A lot of people went other places. I know one of my neighbors. He went to Atlanta first, but Atlanta was too booked that he had to go to Alabama. And then places in Alabama didn't have any vacancies, so he went all the way to Memphis. So there's people that has avoided the storm, but I decided to stay. I'm glad I decided to stay, but if the next chance that it hits again or another one hits again, I mean, I have no choice but to leave because I don't think Savannah could handle another hurricane like that. Like I said, there was a lot of down power lines, a lot of flooding in areas that I didn't expect, especially on the south side. Somebody sent me a picture on my Facebook, I believe exactly when it happened, when there was some apartments on Montgomery Crossroads. I don't know the name of it. I know I've been there before, but those particular apartments, the parking lot sits particularly low. So anywhere where you have like a low parking lot, especially like Westlake, I'm gonna try to show you that picture too. Westlake, that parking lot is low. Anywhere that you're around any ponds of water, I mean, you're gonna have flooding in your parking lot. And I'm just thankful that it didn't get any worse. I had some damage to my ceiling, but I got that fixed. That was like a $12 fix. But not everybody is fortunate. I mean, when I was driving on Whitfield, I seen a lot of homes destroyed, a lot of houses that got destroyed by trees, like big trees, like 30-foot trees. That's just, I went to off Quaco. Quaco got hit bad. Quaco Road. That'll take you towards Pooler, and Quaco Road had down power lines. I went to my buddy's house, and one tree narrowly missed his house, but I think some branches fell on his house and poked some holes through the roof, and their power is out because the power box fell right on top of the tree. I mean, it was just really a mess. And the people that really wanted to come back to Savannah, because like I said, a lot of people left. They said close to about 3 million people left the coastal area. When I say coastal, I mean, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina. So around 3 million people had to evacuate. So in the process of those people coming back to wherever they came from, a lot of roads were blocked, or you couldn't travel at all. Like I said, for the people that left, they had to clear the people to come back, because you couldn't come back until what, October 10th. That was yesterday. After 5, I believe, you could have re-entered. I've been hearing stories about some people coming back on I-16. Those guys were just lucky in particular, because they could have got pulled over, arrested, and they could have had a free housing. And that's free housing is in jail for them, because they'll take you to jail instantly if they found you on that road and breaking the curfew. So I mean, it was just really dangerous, especially walking, driving, going to stores. I mean, you had to wait in long lines. A lot of people were grabbing things that were going to expire in just a matter of hours. And like I said, some people power didn't go off until a little bit later. I know one of the first people that I know that had power was somebody that lived off of Quaco on the Pula side. So I mean, I know a few places had power, days before other places. As of 7 p.m. Monday, the number from how many residents had power went from 110,000 to 65,000 residents without power. So Georgia Power has been working really hard, especially in my area, because there's been a lot of down trees. If you guys never been to Savannah, Savannah is full of trees. So I mean, it just was. It's still gonna be a big cleanup process. It might take. They said it might take some months, and I believe it, because there's trees down everywhere, all across Savannah, especially if you live off near the islands, because that's nothing but trees. And also for the students, if any of my viewers have any children, if you have children in the that's attending Chatham County public schools, they won't go back until October 17th. Again, they won't go back until October 17th, so they got the rest of the week until next week, Monday, to go back. A lot of businesses are just starting to try to come back. Mainly food businesses, you see, are trying to starting to come back open, because we need a whole lot of more places to eat, because food was really scarce for a few days, unless if you had something already planned and packed already. But I mean, I had to dump my refrigerator out yesterday. I mean, everything in there was bad, and we just went grocery shopping days prior until the hurricane hitting. So I mean, it just really sucked. I mean, my power came on, like I said, last night around 7. So I mean, it's been rough. So, and the story that I wanted to do on the 9th, that I said at the end of my other news report, I wanted to make it about the Troy Davis, because his birthday was actually on the 9th of October, but I had no power whatsoever how to do my story. I had all my stuff together, but if I have enough time, I'll try to put it out by today. If not, I'll put it out tomorrow or sometime this week. But that's all I have for today, guys. I try to put that Troy Davis case for you together If not today, it'll be sometime this week. I'm just getting my stuff back together and setting some things back up in the house. So as soon as I get everything straightened out, I put that together. But that's all I have for today. It's Pat Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and I'm out.